Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
That should do it.
So, welcome everybody to Protect the Tech, episode 3. We took about a month off due to being sick and whatnot.
Yeah, I was sick. Me, Contron. I was sick for about a month, and I kept on coughing, and I am still coughing here and there.
I was sick at the beginning of the month, and I got fine after about a week or two. So that was pretty nice. But after the holidays, all that good stuff, we're finally back.
We're
and
back.
we got a show for you guys.
We sure do.
We sure do. I am your host, as always, Angle Furious, and with me is Contron.
That's right.
Today we're gonna start off with
With what?
I think we're just gonna start off with Overwatch, man. That's like the most hyper shit
That's
that's
just
out right now.
that's just what you want to talk about, don't you?
I
It's
know, it
always
is,
about
it is.
you.
Well, I mean, fine. What do you want to talk about?
Wieners.
Dude, I know. All right, so first things first. Blizzard did release a developer update for Overwatch, which was a nice way to do it instead of it just kind of like handing out some patch notes for the beta, which I got into the beta weekend, which was really fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get to stay.
Because you suck.
Probably. It was also because I didn't say anything about it, and I only sent one ticket in about how it was alright, I guess.
So what you're telling me is that you weren't a good beta tester.
I was an amazing beta tester. I just didn't have anything to talk about because the only things that I wanted to say was where they were already being said, which was every time I log in, I got to reset my my video to full screen windowed because it was doing full screen all the time and I couldn't have access to my side screen without hitting Alt Tab and my screen would go down. I just like the way I play where you hit Alt Tab and the game screen stays there, but you just get your taskbar at the bottom and you just move your mouse around. It would just lower the whole thing. It would mute the whole thing.
That's the only feedback you gave?
That's the only thing I saw. That every single time I logged into the game, I had to go back into my settings and change it. But that was it. Other than that,
so nothing about the
everything was
maps,
fine.
no glitches in the maps.
I didn't run into any glitches.
Something that maybe wasn't balanced enough.
Well, I mean, I was a scrub, so yeah, it's hard to tell.
So now I understand why they didn't invite you back.
Screw you, dude. You don't have an invitation.
Shut
either.
up.
All right, so in their development update video or whatever, they actually talked about a few of the issues that a lot of people were asking about. One was whether you're going to be able to mute your in-game audio, which they're like, yeah, of course, they're just working on it. They just need to make a slider for it. Then they asked about the community was asking about at the very end where there's you get little cards. And you could vote as to who did a better job, and they just it's basically bragging points at that point.
Okay.
And it's nice. I got one game where I played Reinhardt, and I got 3 or 4 nice things, and I blocked a ton of damage, and I had play of the game, and I was like, oh shit, I'm super good at this game. And
and
5
then you
people
got
voted. No, 5 people voted, and I got the little epic or whatever it was. I don't remember.
Okay.
They still haven't said what it's good for, if it's gonna give you a border, if it's gonna give you a icon, if it's gonna give you a skin. They haven't said anything. It's just there for bragging rights at the end of the game.
They're probably gonna go the route of League of Legends and just give you a little ribbon on the corner or something like that.
Maybe, but there's a lot of things that people thought were gonna do. They were gonna take League of Legends and it didn't. But yeah, so. They said that a lot of times, for example, Roadhog, he has a grappling hook, and depending on how many champions you hook, if you hooked a ton, it sometimes shows it at the end saying, oh, you hooked a ton of people and you got kills or assists because of it. Sometimes no matter how good you do, it still doesn't put you back there.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, well, how are we supposed to balance that? Well, it's just tuning issues, is what they said. Because they just want to be able to. If you took a lot of damage, they want to make sure that you also are being noticed. If you healed a lot, if you actually did your job properly,
right,
or even made sure you stayed on a capture point long enough, that you should be rewarded as well with some sort of recognition, which is cool.
Well, I agree. It sounds really nice.
Yeah, it's a good way of making the toxic less toxic or whatnot, or not making them less toxic, but feeling better about playing the game. Um, the other thing that they mentioned, and I wish I could pull it up right now, but that would be awkward.
Why?
Well, because then I have to listen to it while I'm talking, and that's weird.
That does
I mean,
sound very weird.
yeah, it is. So they were just basically mentioning how they're still working on a lot of things,
Well,
and
yeah, it's
most of
beta.
everything is yeah,
It's
obviously.
beta, of course.
But I mean, the game still feels really nice, even as beta. They still haven't said anything about progression or anything like that, which is what I would like to know. But the one thing that everybody was waiting about was how they were going to expand their current roster, their current maps, their current universe, and that was probably the best answer that a lot of people could have received. Because in my case, um, I was expecting DLC. You know, like
Right.
every
Like everyone else in the entire gaming
basically, but
industry.
like every 3-4 months, you know, because it's a console release, right? It's gonna come out on console as well as PC, so
Right.
DLC is standard on those platforms. So I was expecting DLC, maybe thinking every like 3-4 months there's a new champion, costs like $5 for the new champ plus a map or a bundle of some sort, you know, something like that.
Mm.
Um, the other option that people were thinking was maybe you play the game, you get in-game currency, you buy new heroes because of that. But then there's a balancing issue about the fact that the game is based on, it has a huge part of the gameplay is being able to swap out through heroes to counter other heroes, which
Like during the
means,
gameplay.
yeah, during the game, like you get killed by somebody, you're like, oh, that guy killed me, I know how to play the counter to that hero, you just swap out, and then suddenly you're wrecking face for a little bit until that guy is like, oh crap, he's beating my ass, let's swap out. What's he playing? Oh, this guy. Let's trade out to that guy.
Got it.
So obviously, having an in-game currency system where you have to buy a champion means that you'll have a huge gap between who's good and who's bad.
Well,
So
yeah.
if there is a ladder at
Or-
some point, which it
or-
probably is because it will more than likely go competitive.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's not maybe who's good or who's bad, but rather who has a counter, who doesn't, and based on
Yeah,
that, who could afford it,
that's
and who
not
couldn't.
fun. Yeah, that's not fun. That's what's wrong with most free-to-play games.
Right.
That you know, there's always this price barrier. So if it's a buy-to-play game and you still have that barrier because you have to get in-game currency, it kind of sucks. So the other option that they had, and I guess nobody assumed that they were going to go with it, um, or like some people might have, but it still caught a lot of people off guard, myself included, is that they're going to be patched for free. You know,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's actually freaking amazing.
But
Because if you, I don't know how many times you've seen the cinematic trailer.
what? Twice?
Because I've seen it a handful of times. I've showed it off a few times myself.
Well, that's because you want to show it off to everybody.
Yeah, it's because it's pretty cool. I like that.
And
so-
it's all right.
It's okay. It catches me off guard every time I watch it. I'm like, I always notice something new. And when you see like all the heroes like kind of like flashing towards, and there's big ass Overwatch logo at the bottom, and they're all like standing cool and whatnot. There's a lot of heroes there that are not in the current roster.
Right.
So, and that has been out for the longest time, where a lot of the current heroes, like the new, I think the 6 heroes or something that came out in the last beta patch, they weren't, they were in that same shot, but they weren't in the game yet. So if you keep looking through them, you'll find a lot more heroes. And that's another thing that they were like hinting at. They're like, you know, if you pay attention to the maps and to the cinematics and all these stuffs, you'll see like hints to new heroes. And I was like, that's pretty sweet. And so the fact that they're patching them means that they might end up having a cash shop at some point.
For what? Well, I mean, the only cash shop I can see
Weapon
is
skins.
correct, like
I mean,
skins, like
weapon skins and you know, character skins. Which
And don't get me wrong, like I'm for the cash up, but as long as it doesn't give you a competitive advantage over someone else. So,
well, no, I mean
so
they
as long as
can.
they're skins and they're like,
It's Blizzard. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not dumb. You know,
That's
they've
true.
they've made some mistakes, but it's never been so bad that they've completely ruined a game because of it.
Correct.
Except for maybe when they almost ruined Diablo 3 because of the end game, the IRL money in game auction house or whatever.
I thought that was gonna be a pretty cool thing, but
I thought it was gonna be pretty good. I knew a guy that worked for Blizzard that was like super hyped about it, and then it came out and it was like, well, you could just spend $20 and just gear the shit out of your hero, and that's it.
Well,
Game over.
yeah, but at the same time, if I remember correctly, like Diablo 2 had these like super black market. Well, not even black markets. I think it was through eBay or something like that, where you could.
Oh yeah,
where you
third
could,
party.
Yeah, third party. I mean, it was happening. Why not just cash in on it? You know.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, that's kind of why the WoW token exists.
Right, but that's why I don't understand why they scrapped it for Diablo 3 when Diablo 2 was already
Because
working and happening to begin with.
because having it in the game was honestly it was breaking it, dude. Like giving everybody access to be able to do this just meant that you couldn't. The people that didn't do it were behind.
I
You know?
guess.
So I don't know. Like I'm okay with them getting rid of it because there's a lot of people that have way too much time in their hands and they're willing to spend it all just doing that.
Agreed.
So
Angel.
hey man, I never did the cash out, the real money auction house.
No, but you have a lot of money to sell
Any time?
stuff. Yeah, a lot of time to sell stuff.
Maybe.
Nah, see? See.
Oh, not that much.
You,
but
you would have
yeah.
benefited from it.
I didn't like it. I thought about it and I almost put up some gear, but it was selling for like 2-3 cents, and I was like, "Well, that's stupid." You know, like it's not a fun mini game. I've never liked playing the auction house in any game.
Yeah, it's always annoying. I never liked it either. Well,
Yeah.
except that one time where I made a lot of gold off of the auction house.
Well, that's always during the beginning of the expansions where you can actually like farm and just sell everything you get.
Correct.
And everybody's willing to pay top dollar for it. And then, like towards the middle of the expansion, it's worth nothing, and you're like, "Oh man."
Yeah, I was so happy I made that much money. It was for Cataclysm, dude. I made so much gold. Oh my god! You know what? You know how how Facebook notifies you of like older posts, like, oh, it's been a year since blah blah blah, or 2 years ago
Yeah.
we did this.
Yeah.
I actually got a post that said 3 years ago, or 2012 or 2011, where I got where I posted a picture of the when I got Kata.
Hmm.
I remember. I think I skipped school for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh no, yeah. I actually called in for work. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna come in and work next week. I actually gave a 2 weeks notice saying that I was gonna be sick.
But you went for the launch party, right?
No, that was Manny. He went to the launch party.
Okay.
I had I did the digital download, and I downloaded the damn thing. I did the launch party at for Warlord of Draenor and Mists of Pandaria, and probably go for Legion because why not?
I'll go to Legion. I probably won't buy the game. I mean, I like the atmosphere.
Like
The atmosphere,
right?
yeah, correct.
The
The atmosphere is just
very
epic.
hella nerdy, and you're just like, hey, you're wearing a red shirt, you're probably a horde.
Right, or your blood, or something. Depends where you're at.
It's like you have a blue shirt, you're probably a filthy alliance
You're
scum.
probably a crib.
Well, not there.
That's true. Talking about launch parties, are we gonna be in the launch party for Overwatch?
If they have one, I'm down to go.
I
I
think we
mean,
will. Or we're gonna buy.
I already told.
We're gonna get the collector's edition, right?
I am.
Me too.
I'd like to get the statue and put it up there next to not Rengar, fucking Ajani.
I'm gonna put it on one of my
Pop.
shelves over there that's off camera because the camera's facing the ugly side of the room.
Well, maybe
Not
you
the
should
pretty
face
side.
your camera to the cool side of the room.
Well, I can't because that means that I'm blocking my
Maybe you should move
everything
your
else
desk.
over there. I can't. Oh,
I did.
Look. Oh, well, yeah, I guess. I was gonna say, let me give it a little turn, but never mind.
I might actually put like a second shelf back here, or actually, I don't know. I might actually move my desk to shape face a different corner.
Why?
I don't know, cause it feels like it's really tight right now. Where I'm at.
That's what she
Am
said.
yeah, no. But let's be back on point on subject.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the point. We're gonna be at the launch party, so if you catch us there,
Say what's up if
Yeah, say what's
you
up.
recognize us.
you're right. We're probably gonna be wearing the exact same thing we're wearing right now.
I'm probably not wearing the shirt.
I'm
just saying.
just kidding. We're probably not.
Like I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a quick gander at
At the what?
the Buy Overwatch page.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because I think we were gonna talk about this, but then we actually ended up screwing up that video.
Oh yeah, this is the second attempt at a PTC3. The other one got kind of screwed up. And
We had a double audio, and it was this huge echo, and it was so fucking
yeah,
annoying.
it was dumb. We're sorry. We're kind of new at
Yeah.
this. Please bear with us.
In case you didn't notice.
Yeah, and just in case you didn't notice, with all the awesome views and subscribers we have.
All two of me and him.
Correct.
But what we were talking was basically base prices of the game,
Yeah.
which is, I believe it's 30 for like the regular, like 30 or $40 for the standard edition.
Yeah, it's 30. Whoa, 30 or 30 something for the standard edition. For the
Origins edition is 60, which is the one that comes with the
origin skins and
the
that's
origin
it.
skin, the 5 skins. No, it also comes with the Tracer and Heroes of the Storm,
But
Baby Winston pet, Mercy's Wings, the Hearthstone back card, and the in-game portraits for StarCraft.
now I have a question.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be a PC port, a PC game, and a console game. What if people only
Correct.
have console and they want to buy the origin skin? Do they get a discount for not being able to get all the other stuff that goes into the other games?
I'm gonna say probably no.
But that's lame.
It is.
I think that's pretty sneaky of Blizzard.
Oh, actually, I don't think they can buy it.
Oh, so they just
Wait.
so console people just get the regular stuff.
Oh, no, they can,
Oh,
they
okay.
can. But I think
It's like here it is, but until you install those programs, you can't get them.
I don't know. I'm looking for it right now, but.
But the other thing is like, well, if you have you're buying it for a console, it's because you don't really play PC games.
Well, you have the option of having it, and who knows? Maybe if they're lucky, they'll just be codes and they could sell them.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
I mean, that'd be a, because I mean, you're basically telling the people who are only on consoles, they're like, oh well. Wait, isn't Diablo?
Yeah, Diablo
for
3 is
PS4 as
yeah,
well?
the Diablo 3 is also for consoles.
Yeah, so they could use that. Nudge you on the shoulder.
One thing out of like 4.
Yeah, so it's obviously worth more if you buy it for the PC, but then again, everybody don't need that.
Right.
The other thing I'm actually looking forward to is the Tracer in Overwatch, in Heroes, and whenever they decide to, add another Overwatch hero into Heroes of the Storm, I think there's going to be a cool little, like, I don't know, it just seems like they have the perfect kit to be thrown into either game. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they threw another hero game, like another hero from another game into Overwatch just for the lulz. Like, just one hero.
Right.
Fuck it, just one.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know what? Screw it. We're going to throw in Sylvanas. She has a bow and arrow.
I think it'd be pretty cool if they were able to throw in like a bunch of different heroes from different things, like Raynor in freaking Overwatch. How cool would that be?
Yeah. Well, I mean, then you have Heroes of the Storm. That's a first-person shooter.
That's dope.
And
That's dope.
And that would
I don't care. That's dope.
That would be dope, but like it wouldn't make sense according to lore unless like they were to add, hey, by the way, Raynor decided to land onto this planet for X reason.
How hard is that?
Well, I mean, they basically did that for Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they just better off not asking.
Yeah, it's
If you ever played the tutorial.
yeah, it's just easier, dude.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, like throwing some of those heroes into Overwatch, like Tracer's gonna be the first one.
Right.
She already has a 3 ability kit plus ult.
Isn't all her abilities dash dash dash?
She's got 3 dashes, but she does have this. I think her E, like, does a little
Extra dash.
I know her ultimate is like a. Fuck, is it all just dashes?
It's all dashes.
I think it's all just dashes. I know she has her ultimate, which is like a pulsar bomb.
Okay.
But
The rest is dashes.
yeah, shift is a dash, right click's a dash. I don't know what her E is the only thing I can't think of right now.
A dash.
It might be a dash. Because she has 3 charges on her dashes, so it wouldn't be surprised if she could just dash 3 times. But then that would be her passive in Heroes. It would just be D on D, you know?
That's true.
So it's like, what else does she have? She has her ultimate, which is that pulsar bomb. I guess she's probably not the best one to port over, but
It's
I mean,
probably not.
probably
or maybe they're gonna
fun to
change her
play.
kit completely in Overwatch.
I doubt it. Her kid's fucking broken already. You could dash, like you could jump off a ledge and hit her dash and get to another ledge. So
Yeah,
it's weird.
we'll see how it works out.
Like I did that once. I like ran up some stairs, jumped, did 3 dashes, and got to the other ledge and shot some dude in the back. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That was probably the only good play I ever did with the Tracer.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We spent 20 minutes talking about
hey,
that.
man, it happens. And if you're thinking about upgrading your PC, watch out.
If you're, well, that's on you, buddy.
Well, yeah,
What's
watch
out?
out. You careful when buying Skylake CPUs.
Oh, that's what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
Whew,
you gotta be
man.
careful.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, apparently aftermarket coolers, essentially, like either whether it's air or liquid, it's been causing Bendgate on Skylake CPUs. The socket's 1151.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I looked at the pictures. Like, they have 2 little pictures on the
Right.
sides. They have the thickness compared to the older.
Yeah,
sockets.
and it's like, so I want to say it next.
It's noticeably thinner.
Correct. Yeah, it looks like it's like paper compared to a waffle or something. It's
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's noticeably
It
thinner.
is.
Like, come on.
and
The thing is, like, I don't use AMDs, and I probably never will, so that's good for me, I guess. But I'm sure AMD has some issues as well. It's probably not as prominent.
well, the thing is that when they manufacture these chips, they're supposed to be rated for a certain
Weight.
pressure on them and weight. Correct.
Yeah.
So when you have like let's say the screws that are used on the coolers to mount them together, they're rated for supposed to be 50 pound static load. Like that means
Yeah.
on top of it and not moving. So like, oh, okay, it's 50 pound static load, cool, and they just make the screws to be that much. But apparently that's what the Skylake was supposed to be rated for. And when people start pulling the aftermarket coolers, especially for the overclocks, the 6700 case and the 6300 case, I think it is, for the i5s, they don't come with coolers like in a box. So you're stuck having to buy an aftermarket cooler that's gonna maybe end up bending your processor.
Well, the thing that they were saying is it didn't necessarily happen right away. Like, they didn't like pop it in and
Right.
it kind of like bent. Like, they were moving them around, which means like there was some movement, but it still shouldn't, like,
It's never happened before,
they don't magically tighten themselves.
Correct.
Like, a lot of people in the comments for this article were actually saying, like, well, you're using an electric screwdriver. It's an electric screwdriver. I've worked with tools for like 5 years now, 5-6 years. You can really make those tighten exactly what you want.
Correct.
If you want 50 pounds of static force, like, of pressure on there, you could set your damn thing to just do that.
Right.
If that's what it's rated for, that's all it's gonna give you. It's not like, oh, well, you probably pushed it too hard. No. You just fucking go in there and you go bzzz, and that's it.
Yep.
Like, you can make it. You could tighten it as loose as you want or as tight as you want. Like, I have a drill that could probably put off less than 50 pounds of force just by just hitting the triggers gently.
Yep.
And then, like, having the setting right, there's no problem.
Correct.
So, like, people who are saying that, they're just being dumb. Like, they just don't know, probably.
Exactly.
Sure, you should. I could exert more force on my freaking hand.
You can. I mean, your hand could do a lot more damage to it, but that's why it's.
Yeah, so it's like.
Go easy, go steady, and hopefully you don't see this problem, because it kind of sucks if you do.
It does. I mean, we had I never had to worry about it. But, you had your iPhones bending, now you have your i7s bending. Come on, man. What's up with these things bending?
everything with an eye in front of it doesn't magically make it better. It just doesn't.
It just makes it bend.
Yep, apparently, shut up. I have an iPhone, and it works, and it doesn't bend, and it's okay. And I have a Majora's
I'm just
Mask.
trolling.
I have Majora's Mask.
I'm just trolling. Well, you have Majora's Mask on your
Yeah,
phone?
dude, it's in the background. Well, I have.
I
have-
thought you meant the
I have
game.
Majora's Mask in her final form. Then I have Link with its fierce deity mask, and then I have the
Yeah, it's just a wallpaper, though. I thought you meant like you had the full-on game. I was like, that's impressive.
Well, I could probably get it for a ROM or something. Yeah.
Probably not as fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Having buttons on the screen.
No, agreed.
But yeah, like that's a pretty big issue, especially with people that are, like, maybe somebody's like, oh yeah, I finally have enough money to buy this, like, finally.
Yeah.
They've been saving for forever to get this new chip, and crack.
And it bends.
And it bends. And I mean, I don't know what the warranty is on it, but I mean, I'm assuming installing an aftermarket anything is enough to avoid most.
Well,
of it.
it shouldn't, because Intel doesn't ship with one.
Provide you with one. Yeah, but you know that's how companies get you, man.
I don't know,
That's
man.
how companies will get you.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't use them, so I can't say. But yeah, that's shoddy, man. Like, come on, dude.
I guess. Well, it may happen. It may not happen. Maybe it's just one of those things that's like, hey, you got a pretty shitty processor, and that was it.
Yeah, man. Maybe you got unlucky. But I mean, it's still something you got to worry about, because. I mean, I know you're water cooled. I got the fan with the two fans blowing. The little grill with the two fans blowing up and down. Like
I'm noob water cooled. What that means is I have an AIO all-in-one cooler. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still better than what I have.
Oh yeah, but you know, I'm a noob. I didn't customize I didn't get a custom water loop.
That's fine.
But it saved me a lot of money though.
It's like that's fine. Like, you probably don't even need that much. Like let's be completely real here. During the winter, especially right now, like, it's not super hot, but it's not that cold either.
True.
I guess during the summer, maybe you got to worry about it. I was actually talking to a dude that lives out in Reno. He was like, dude, you ever get a heating issue during the winter, just pop your window open and get like a little hose, put it to your window, and have it blow into your fan. That's probably what I would do if I still lived in Colorado. Just crack open my window, put a little hose on it, right into the intake,
and just call it good.
And just call it good. That's all you really need. Like, don't need to be exaggerated,
right?
Well, I mean, you know, speaking of processors, let's just move right along to the next one.
You want to move on right to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, it's a short article, so you know, there's not a lot to talk
of course
about.
Not. Rumor. It's rumor.
But are we talking about?
Yeah, the
AMD
AM4 processor, Zen processor. It is rumored to debut in March of 2016.
And according to this, they actually said that they were going to debut it during the fourth quarter of 2016. But
correct. But it seems like they may do it within the first quarter.
I'd be pretty happy with that. I'm saving up some money.
I'm pretty excited to see what AMD is gonna finally bring to the market. They're gonna probably do the whole kind of like hyper thread. They're gonna do more threading per core. And dude, if they're able to do that with the 8 cores that they already built on like the FX, that's gonna and at a lower price point than what Intel has, that's going to be sick. Cause
it'll save them in the from dumping.
Yeah. Absolutely, because right now, the only 8-core processor is the 5800, or no, the 59 something X, the extreme one, and it's like $1,000.
Which costs like
it's $1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say which costs like fucking $1,000.
Yeah, it's a freaking $1,000. I mean, unless you're
that costs more than my whole PC.
Like 2 of your PCs.
Nah, come on, my PC wasn't that cheap, man. Come on now.
It was like around $500, wasn't it?
What are you talking about? I spent like 700, a little bit over 700 after everything.
That's true.
Because remember how I had to buy the power supply after the fact, and then I bought the graphics card after the fact, and then I got the hard disk after the fact.
Hey man, then you got a deal on that graphics card.
Well, I mean, it's almost the same price now.
Yeah, but that was how long ago?
Less than a year.
Exactly.
Doesn't say much. But yeah, regardless, dude, like I'm pretty stoked about if they do, you know, if this is still a rumor.
Because whether it's rumored or not, though, I'm looking forward to 2016 overall, just because we're gonna see a new iteration of NVIDIA graphics
And so many cool
We're gonna
movies.
see, oh my god, I know, Batman versus Superman.
Alright, that's way too off though.
Huh?
That's way too off. So let's get back to
come
the Zen.
on. Alright. Well, anyway, Zen 2016. The thing is that AMD has always been not notorious. They've been always known for being cheap, like cheaper in price, and still delivering good performance. Yeah. And the other good thing,
they sacrifice a little bit of I guess reliability when it comes
more
to
like innovation, I guess, because they when they tend to stick to, like, they're planning. Rumors has it also that
for like 10
that they're
years,
gonna stick
right?
with this architecture for like 4 years or something like that. So,
4? I'm pretty sure they said more than that.
well, maybe. I mean, so whatever.
I don't know. It's going to be the longest that they stick to in architecture, which is, I mean, it's fine at
Right.
launch for them to say that, but I mean, if Intel comes up with something even stronger later on in the future, which they probably will, because that's how these
Right.
things do. Um, that might be an issue.
Right, but hopefully, or who knows? Maybe this thing is so revolutionary that it doesn't.
That they don't
Yeah,
need
that they
to,
don't
right?
need to. That it just has so much more room to grow, and they're
Yeah.
able to just push everything through it.
Yeah, I would like to get one of these. They look super super powerful, and the fact that it would have DDR4 support, which we haven't had.
Well, AMD is just finally gonna get it. Nvidia
Obviously does.
Nvidia started their DDR4 with the X99 chipset, but it was very expensive when it launched. But they put in the mainstream with the Skylake, so with the Z170,
Which bends.
which
May bend.
may bend depending on your mileage.
Yeah, yeah. Which again, if we can get some DDR4, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
And it's gotten cheaper too, so that's also good.
Yeah, I know. That's probably the best time to release
Agreed.
it then, since AMD is the whole cheap thing. I mean, it's great. I have I got my little FX 6300, which definitely is showing how slow it could possibly. Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's showing its age finally.
It's pretty. Yeah, like so. I don't even want to. I have some issues with my motherboard already. I don't know if I want to get another AM3 Plus motherboard, or if I should just try to
Personally, I would just wait. Just
hold it out. Yeah, it kind of sucks because like the onboard audio is really starting to give me issues. It's really hard to upload to save any games without
the onboard audio.
Yeah, because it only gets my voice. It doesn't get the actual
Correct.
game itself because of that little thing. Maybe I need to get a different little external sound card or something. Because I mean, this one is fine. It's already given me some issues too.
What? What is it doing?
It's weird. Like in the middle of just randomly, doesn't matter what I'm doing. It'll just like giving you a little like glitch, and then you just hear like the entire time. You have to unplug and plug it back in. So I don't know what that whole deal is.
We could
but,
always go trade it back, dude. Like put a RMA on there or something.
Yeah, which I should probably check to see if I can still do that with my motherboard, which would probably fix the issue
Agreed.
too. But yeah, like if it could hold out, and I could just get they release a new chipset, new motherboards. They're probably gonna be expensive, but if I got some money saved up after Christmas and after work, New Year's, all that good stuff, I might be able to afford it.
Which
Be one of the few times where I actually buy something that's like fresh and new.
here's still hoping.
Yeah, here's the hoping. Good luck to me, and hopefully I don't have to worry about anything else. I mean, like I'm saying, I still haven't even upgraded to Windows 10, so maybe I'll do all that in one go.
Which you probably should though.
I got till March.
Oh, I don't know, man. Windows has been really weird lately. Like they'll put.
They said they got
It's-
till March. It says
yeah,
it
but
right
it's-
here on the pop-up that keeps popping up, and I'm like, dude, go away. I'll download
Yeah,
it
it won't
later.
stop, dude. It just won't stop.
It's like, go away, man. I'll do this later.
Yeah, no, it's.
Later.
People have been complaining about Windows the way they've been doing things for like quite a while. For instance, if you were
Yeah.
to get an Xbox wireless controller, to play PC games or whatever, the wireless adapter won't work on the PC unless you upgrade to Windows 10. Yeah.
What? But I thought. Oh wait, you mean like just your standard Xbox wireless controller? Yeah, but before on Windows 7 you couldn't use it anyway. Like at
No,
all.
you still use the Xbox controller and Xbox 360 controller on a PC, wirelessly.
Yeah, but you can use a wireless Xbox 360 controller on the PC.
Yeah, you could.
I thought it had to be like the the Windows and Xbox wireless controller.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like the same thing goes for the Xbox One controller now, but you can't use it on your PC unless you have Windows 10.
That's fine. I'd get it wired anyway.
I returned my Steam controller. Did I tell you?
You said you wanted to.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I think you should have kept it for like another week or so. Or
can't.
if you had the time, like maybe kept it for another week or so we could get more time playing with it to tell everybody how much you shouldn't buy
I played
it.
enough already, and I just didn't like it. Unless you're gonna play like little pointing click games or something like that.
Or something that you don't actually need
Like
to extensively use the mouse to fight.
or the other joystick, because it only gives you one actual analog joystick,
Yeah,
and then the other
yeah.
one's like a haptic feedback thing, and it's just not precise, and it sucks.
I tried playing that dinosaur shooting game where you shoot dinosaurs and kill
Yeah.
dinosaurs and stuff. It was so bad.
Is it?
So bad. And on top of that, like, I couldn't figure out what control was on that thing.
What do you mean?
Like, I couldn't use my rocket,
Oh.
my little like thing. I'd jump and then I would just kind of like fall, and I'm like, dude, I need to be able to float. That's why I got the assault class. I want to
And it
float.
didn't happen.
And I was like, I don't know what button it is.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, so I mean, it needs some work. It still does have potential. Like, maybe throwing in another analog stick somewhere in there to make it more comfortable. Maybe making the circular pad smaller and more responsive.
Yeah, but well,
Because the 3 triggers on the back, that actually felt pretty good.
agreed. They added
I'm not
the
gonna lie,
bottom
like-
triggers were actually pretty handy.
That bottom trigger actually felt pretty good. Again, if you didn't know how to keybind onto those, they were redundant. Because they were all reloads
Pretty much.
on everything. I didn't know how to float. Fuck. But yeah, like, it has potential. I hope they don't just say, oh, fuck it, they didn't sell good, or we got crap responses, let's just work on something else.
I think they'll improve it. I mean, it is their first shot at that, so. But the problem was that they had hyped it up so much, and it just didn't deliver. That
Yeah. Well, I mean, to us. I mean, maybe some people actually thought it was like the hottest shit ever. But I still think it has a lot of room to improve.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hate
Neither.
it. It felt good. It just didn't work to what we needed it for.
And you'll hear more about that in a coming article. Without pictures, because
Yeah.
I fucking shipped it back because I hated it. I
Unlucky,
know, I don't
which
care. I
sucks.
just don't like it. I didn't like it, and I wanted my money back.
You can use stock photos? Is that
I'll
you can
probably
use
do,
stock
but I
photos?
just don't like it.
Oh, man.
Talking about the Steam though,
Like-
like the little Steam machines, and we had an article about like a Steam machine being all cheap right now for one day only, but I think it's
I think that it passed.
one thing it passed obviously because it was like a while back, but the other thing is Steam machines. Where do you see Steam machines? Do you see it as a legitimate console kind of PC replacement, or do you see it as
No.
as no, just does not
No.
work?
Just no.
Why?
Because, I mean, okay, so it's basically, Steam machines in general are basically just miniature PCs.
Okay.
Right? You can buy a miniature
Right.
PC. That's your Steam
Right.
machine. Why do you need to... I mean, the casing is cool, like, all that shit's cool. The color scheme is cool, but it's just a small PC that runs Steam.
Yes, and I think that's a valid argument, but unfortunately the biggest problem is the fact that it only does SteamOS. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you could hack it so where you could install
well,
Windows.
yeah, but there you go. What do you have
but
to do?
it's like,
you have to go out of your way
you have
and
to
hack
hack it.
it.
You know, and yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, because it's basically just it's Steam trying to make PCs work as a console, but you're just limiting your
Yep.
PC. Like, if you're gonna spend, again, it was on sale for $300, which is nice. $300 for those stat specs, which is what was it, the i3 4160, the GTX 750, and 4 gigs of RAM with the 500 gig hard drive. It's fine. That's not that
Right.
bad of a machine, right? Like, I wouldn't mind spending $300 on it. That's actually really good. Shit, I'd buy it and part it if you can.
Right.
You know. But you know, like, base price is 500. You know, it was on sale for 300
Exactly.
for
Most
one
of them are
day.
like 500,
which is
or
amazing.
550 or 600.
But yeah, but like, base price is about
Yeah.
500. So I wouldn't pay $500 for that, because I have my machine, which I almost paid the same amount, and it's clearly stronger.
And it's a
than what this
legitimate
is.
PC.
And it's a full-blown PC. Like, okay, fine. You want it to be small to fit in your living room to do this and that. You could buy cases for that. You could buy low-profile, you know, how they call the fucking GPUs. You could buy all this low-profile stuff. And you could mount front-mounted
Yep.
USB ports. You could mount front-mounted anything. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't need a Steam
Correct.
machine. I mean, sure, if you're not computer savvy, fine, go get one.
But
But you're probably
and the
better
biggest
off
problem,
getting
and
one built by like
right, but
anything.
also I think the biggest problem and probably the saddest thing is that you're buying a Steam machine because you think that all the games are going to be played there because that's what it's supposed to be for. Un-
And you have to like
um,
downgrade
not
down
not
to.
even that.
But
Unfortunately, you don't. Not all the games, even the popular games, are available for Steam OS, which is based on Linux. So you're stuck
well, yeah, like
playing little indie games, but you can't buy AAA titles. You can't buy Fallout 4. You can't buy
it's like it's like back when the
what the
Ouya
hell's a
came out,
Yuya?
right? The Ouya? You don't remember the Ouya? It was basically a little Chinese, like I think it was Chinese, I'm not sure. Like a little console that let you play old games. Like it was basically meant to be able to play with these older
Okay.
style games. And you could download. It was only you could only download stuff into it, and it had its own little controllers and stuff, and it looked really nice. But that was it. It just looked nice, and it turned out to be a total
Bummer.
bummer because it was just so bad. Like you your selection of games was poor because you could only really go with like 16-bit because that's all 16 to 32-bit because that's all it really. Actually, no, it was like 16-bit was
Wow.
like max because the hardware wasn't that great, and then the controller always had this issue with the buttons getting stuck. And like one of the guys that that used to do a lot of creator content on YouTube and stuff, who used to work for Zen, he actually like straight up was like, it was fine, but it didn't let me stream. It wasn't letting me do anything, and the controller button kept getting stuck. So within the first week, he had already opened up the controller, bored out the hole so that it wouldn't get stuck. And like after a month, he was like, "Yeah, no, poof, threw it out to the side." He was like, "I'm never using that
Chinese
thing again."
manufacturers for you.
Well, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if it was Chinese, but probably was.
Probably.
But again, like you spend $500, and you could probably
PC.
get a better PC, a better
Right.
mini PC. Again, mini. Like you could get a small one, and it might not be as small as
The Steam machine.
the Steam machine, but it's still pretty
Yeah.
small. Like just like little media centers or whatever. Instead of doing the i3 and the NVIDIA 730 or 750, you could probably do AMD on it. You could probably get something. Do AMD, you'll probably end up spending the same amount. It's still a PC, so you could still connect it with your Xbox
Yep.
controllers. You don't need a Steam machine. Like it's basically
It's
the thing is it's being
it,
tailored
it,
for people that play on Steam, which means it's tailored for people that play on
which means that
PC.
people that are gonna play on PC are not gonna be happy. So instead of doing that,
Yeah, because it's like, because the thing that the article says is like, dude, you have to don't dumb down your games to 30 frames for decent graphics. But it's like, dude, the reason you play on a PC is to get the 60 frames plus, to get the 600, the 60 frames plus
yeah,
1080p. And they're like, oh well, I mean, if you dumb it down to 30 frames and 720, then you're basically playing on a console. Well, then why the hell do I want a
yeah,
Steam machine? I just get a
and the
console
saving,
for cheaper.
the only thing that kind of saves it is the fact that you could stream off your machine directly to your computer, which means that you'll run at 60 hertz. But that's what a Steam Link is for, and it only costs $60.
Exactly.
60
Exactly.
bucks, 500 bucks, $60, $500.
Yeah, no, I don't
I
think
made
it's
my
worth
peace
it.
with it.
At least not
It's
not
not,
yet.
period.
It's just not worth it. Not yet, at least. Like once you can actually fit more power for the same price on that little machine, then
Right.
maybe. But for the most part, you're almost always going to be better off buying your own parts and making it yourself, or having somebody who knows how to make it for you for a small fee, and it's probably still going to be cheaper.
And with
If not, maybe a little bit more
yeah,
expensive.
and with that,
And you could get, hold on, and you could get it to match whatever colors you want, because it's your build. You could go buy whatever case you want, right? And with that, we go to our final thing. Or you wanted to cut it?
I don't know, man. It's 44 minutes.
I
What's our final
know.
thing? You already teased it. You may as well go through it quickly.
All right, fine. All right, this is just for the League fans. If you guys don't really watch the LCS or competitive League of Legends, you could probably call it good right here.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm out.
But if you like League, shut up, dude. We watch that shit together sometimes. Rarely. But they're gonna change the formats for next split or next summer split, which is interesting, to say the least. Um, just real quick, because we're running out of time. Basically, during the summer split of next year, 2016, the European League is gonna have a series like the entire split is gonna be best of twos. In other words, it's gonna be much like the LMS, much like the LCK, where they play two games, and that's it. You know, like one team wins, they get 1 point. One team wins, they get another point. If one team wins twice in a row, they get 3 points. Bam. That's their point system. You go on to playoffs. But North America is going to have best of three, which you already know what that is. You know, best two out of three. Guy, first person to two wins. That's it. So the first thing I was wondering is why would they make it so different? And they actually were like, oh well. Compared to real sports, mainly football
Right.
and as in American football, European football, Europe has, the European football has more of
The point system and
hey, we tied, fine, yeah, they're okay with the ties, whereas here in North America, we treat ties like the
so
plague.
it's just like win or lose. Period.
Yeah, like
That's everything, including politics.
In North America, yeah, dude. In North America, it's you win or you lose. There's no ties. Ties don't exist. We have overtime. We have extra innings. We have overtime, and that's it. Somebody's going to win. You know, there's no and if or but. So that's why they decided NA to go with that because we're more used to that.
Fair enough.
The other thing is that they're gonna have 2 channels when they stream now.
Okay, that's interesting.
That is actually interesting. They're expanding, which means they're gonna have to get more cast, more announcers, more interviewers. Like it's gonna get bigger. It's pretty cool actually. And it's gonna be like Thursday. They're gonna in Europe. It's gonna be like Thursday. They're gonna on one channel. They're gonna have 3 games, best 2 of 3. On the second channel, they're gonna have 2 games, best of 2. Sorry, I messed up. 3 channels, best of 2, and 2 channels, best of 2. On both Thursday and Friday. North America is gonna have Friday 2 matches, best of 3, and then Saturday they're gonna have 2 channels and 4 matches. To be one channel is gonna have 2 best of 3s, and the other channel is gonna have another 2 best of 3s. That's gonna be both Saturday and Sunday, and then like I said, Friday is only gonna have two matches, best of 3.
So if you guys
so
cut all
that's
that, awesome, because I tuned that out completely.
That's fine. Like I said, it's only for league fans. Also, it's dude, closing statements, man. Like, league next year is gonna be insane.
Should be fun.
Like,
It should be fun.
Immortals,
to watch. Agreed. New teams.
Yeah, the Immortals,
new
which
rosters.
Dude, did you know
Nuts.
who the newest team, man? The Immortals, the guys that were like huge. Oh shit, they bought out Team 8, and they spent so much money. Their roster's finally
Nice.
up. Dude, they have Hooney, Rainover, Pobelter, Wild Turtle, and Adrian. So they have 4 regional champions on their team. They have
It's just gonna be fun because there's so many new teams, so many new rosters, and we'll see where it takes us.
I mean, it's getting big. It's getting pretty big. All right.
With that, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for staying as long as Ango's ranting because he just keeps on talking. I'm telling you, man. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
man, come on, dude.
Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it.
right, guys.
Subscribe, like, download the podcast, give us a shout out.
Follow
at
us.
Contron213 for both Instagram and Twitter. At AngleFears for both Instagram and Twitter. We're there 24/7. We're pretty social. Give us a shout out.
I'm not.
Give us a shout out. We'll probably reply. So, except for him, just give it to me.
All right. And I'll reply, but I mean, I don't post as much.
Anyway, all right, guys.
All
Take
right,
out. Thank
guys.
you.
Peace out.